Hello everybody, my name is Raffaella Salerno. I work in the International Tax Department of the Italian Revenue Agency. We cooperate with the European institution in order to improve the tax legislation and to enhance its understanding. We are aware that for the proper functioning of the EU market, it is pivotal to have a clear and transparent tax legislative frame, but just with reference to the common market, to the single market in the EU area, I'd like to draw your attention on the advantages and the possible disadvantages of operating within it. But I'd like to provide you with some data. The 98% of EU business is represented by small and medium enterprises. Furthermore, the 80% of the exporting SMEs sell their products within the EU. But despite all this, the SMEs are able to generate only the 15% of the turnover. That means that there are still lots of administrative burdens that really hamper the proper developing of SMEs businesses. But what have been the action implemented by the European institution up to now? Well, the action have been many and in many directions. To start with, the European institution have promoted an ongoing exchange of best practice among the member states in order to reduce the cost of compliance for SMEs and also in order to draft a better and a simple tax legislation just much more adapted to SMEs exigencies. In the field of value-added tax, you know that the VAT is fully harmonized at EU level. The European institution have implemented several special VAT regimes just tailored on SMEs exigencies. I'd like also to highlight that since the 1st of July, it will enter into force new VAT rules governing the online sales. These new rules will reduce dramatically the administrative cost for the SMEs operating in Europe, and the most important thing, according to me, the new rules will establish an effective level playing field between EU companies and non-EU companies. As a matter of fact, up to now, the non-EU operators didn't pay any VAT on the sales towards EU consumers, but since the 1st of July, they will have to register in Europe and they will have to pay VAT for their sales towards EU consumers. What about cons? What about the disadvantages? Well, as a matter of fact, I can't see any. It's obvious that being in an open market requires huge investment in human resources, in capital, in money. But after all, each sort of cross-border activity requires the same efforts. But which is the difference? Which is the good of being in the EU market? The good is that you have the strong cooperation of European institutions. Just besides small and medium enterprise really represent the backbone of EU business. They are essential for its competitiveness. Well, I'm afraid that I have just run out of my time. I'd like to leave you with 2 tips. It's very important to think internationally, to operate internationally, but it's even more important to be international in the EU market. Bye.